Bitcoin, has we already hit the peak? And do we need to panic? Is there any good point to buy? Are we waiting for a very strong rebounds later? Today, I will give you the honest insights from the chart. Welcome to ymchannel. This channel is about trading strategy, money mindset to help you make more, learn more. Click like, subscribe, share with a friend. Today, we are going to look into monthly chart Bitcoin. This chart can tell you the whole market cycle. So you need to read this chart. And many months ago, I also showed you this chart, how to tell this is the peak for the Bitcoin. For monthly chart, we look at YM Club Fast. This is the red line. They tell you right away when they change the direction, which is the change of the trend. Okay. And we look at three things. First, the red direction. When they change the direction, basically they tell you from the bull market, they change to the bear market. If the line is upward to downward, when the line is downward to upward, basically this is the start of the bull market. This is a very good point for you to buy in. Okay, and another thing, again, when they change the direction, it's the change of the trend. Every single time, same. You can see here, and you can see here, you can see here, and you can see here. And you can see here, okay? The purple line I mark here is each market cycle peak, something we can look more detail, so we can do it for the next market as well, and we can analyze it, what is going on right now here. So first thing I want to check is the red line direction. Every time they change that direction, we will have some problem when they change downward. And now we do have some red line problem here because they are going downward. Okay, signal number one, tick. Another signal is, this is monthly chart, by the way. I'm looking at the 4-year market cycle because every 4 years they repeat the whole thing. Okay, but they repeat in a very different pattern. So I want to show you what is going on right now. So the other thing we look at is YMOBOS. This is YM oversold overbought signal. So when the yellow disappear and they drop below the red, this is pretty a good sell market, the sell signal here, because they tell you, hey, overbought and they drop below. It means they're getting weak. So you should reduce here. Okay, so you buy when they change the trend to upward, and you reduce here. You sell everything when they change to downward. This is always the strategy. I tell you many times for the Tesla also. Okay, so right now what is going on? Do we have the yellow signal? Yes, yellow candle. We do have yellow candle, and they disappear, and they do drop below the red line. Okay, signal number two, tick. So now we look at another signal, is the monthly the fund movement, YM big buy. So you can see YM big buy. I told you when they want to change downward, they will have some signal for the monthly chart. Okay, for example, this signal, the first market, they can't really tell, but this one, the in 2017 December, basically when they drop below, you can see also they flash a red candle here. Okay, the red candle here, basically they tell you the fund is selling. The big volume trader is selling. So who is selling? It's the big fund house they're selling. Okay, and another thing, the other market cycle in 2021, they doing exactly the same thing, even more obvious, because they have a divergence. The price go up, but the money is going downward. You see here, and they flash a red candle at the same time here. You can see basically in December 2021, they flash a red candle for YM big buy. This means big volume selling. Okay, so this doesn't look good, and they're going downward as well, this purple line. So this is the market peak. Okay, another thing, what is going on right now is the same thing. Is it a very strong divergence here? You can look at the Bitcoin price, they're going upward, and the money for monthly chart is so difficult to fix, almost impossible. They are tending to sell. You can see here, the peak is lower and lower. It means the money going in is lower. The market is weaker than basically 2 to 4 May. You can see here, they're going downward. And now they drop below. You can see this purple line is going downward. Okay, now they drop very quickly here. But something, do we need to panic? If you have this stock, the first thing, if you have this con, the first thing I want to tell you is very likely we have hit the first peak here for this market cycle. Here, basically in 2025 October, this is our first sell signal for super long-term market cycle for the Bitcoin, okay, for monthly chart. But right now, is it a good point to sell? This is $1 billion question. Should we sell right now? Because you missed the first signal and you think, well, should we sell right now? If we look back, um, if we look, oh, by the way, I want to show you my up down. Up down, do they have signal here? It's not enough. But if you look at 2-week chart, I also have a YM up down. You can see down, up, down, up, down. So basically the down also show you this one is a warning signal to tell you this could be one of the top. Okay. And this is 2-week chart and 1-week chart. I don't want to do this to panic, to make you panic, but I want to give you a bit more insights. Where are we right now? Should we be panic? So, for example, this is weekly chart. You can see the down signal here, up cycle, up here, down here, up here, down here. They tell you right away where's the up, where's the down, roughly around that area. So, one thing I want you to check is you can also see the YM chip entry. Apart from the peak, now we know the peak here. Do we have any opportunity here right now? Because something interesting, I highlight the yellow here area when they fresh the YM chip entry. This means institution come in. Institution come in. Every time I mark a green candle here, this is an institution come in. So I highlight here, okay? So I am going to analyze each time for you how to see the pattern. Can we buy right now? Should we buy more right now? Okay, so now when institution come in, they're not coming in for one time. For example, in 2014, they come in one lot, free, two lot, free lot. They come into this, okay? So the first lot, they try to go above the blue, they fail. They continue to go down. They buy more. They try to get up the blue, they fail. And they try to buy more here again. And then they successfully to pull up the price. One thing interesting is the blue already turning upward. So our strategy always is when they have chip entry, right? We don't need to buy in right away. We buy into when they go above the blue. We add our first position. The second position would be when the blue changed the direction. That's it. And basically you are catching very bottom price. Okay. Of course, we have more bottom price strategy to do it for the week. But I don't want you to go too deep for that because I want you to look at the whole picture. We don't need to go to the last price, the lowest price. No, we just need to get the lower zone. So this green candle basically to help us very helpfully to tell you where institution come in. One thing I will always mention, when the red candle happen, when the institution come in, it doesn't mean this is the lowest price. It just means this is a relative low price. This fund is just trying to change the trend to upward. That's it. But not yet, because this is a big boat. This Bitcoin or any stock, when they have a downward trend, especially the big volume stock, when they have a downward trend, you need a lot of money to change the trend because many people want to sell. Okay, so again, here, same thing happened. They buy here, they try to go up, they fail. They buy here, they try to go up, then this one success, but they still come back down as to test the support, and then they buy again, they go up, and then you buy again, and they sell here down. Some people ask me, how come the YM up down doesn't show here? because they only show the latest data. They don't calculate for everything, and they show only the live market, because this one you need a lot of calculation. So I I set the limit. How many candles do they do? So basically they don't go too far away. Okay. So weekly chart can tell you already the up and the down, whereas the where roughly is the peak, where is roughly the bottom for you as a reference. Okay. So right now we do have the green candle here. We are not yet going above the blue. We actually, something I did not mention you is we have two strategy. If you want to buy, if you don't want to miss the boat, okay, just in case you don't want to miss the boat, you buy in, you can still buy, but you need to follow this red line strategy to sell, okay? If the red line change the direction to downward, basically you need to sell if you buy here. And it's up to you. You can also hold it because eventually it will go above this price. Always. Always. Okay. And it's not 10%, it's not 20%, it's not 30%. This is weekly chart. Institution plan for many candles in order to buy. So they're not planning for the small profits, which means if you look at each time, let's say if you buy in this price, let's say you don't cut loss, your gain would be, you just hold it until the top, you will still fine. You are fine. So another thing that if you don't want to lose money, if you don't want to hold too long, another strategy is you use this red line as your trading strategy. This is a fast line, by the way. YM Club Fast weekly chart. So when they go upward, so let's say you buy here, you buy, okay? When they drop again, they touch the red, but still fine. They serve as a support, but they drop below, then you sell. Is it clear? Okay, so you will have some percentage for the cut loss space, okay? Or you just keep it because institution buy anyway. But it may take some time for you to wait, okay? So right now we are happening to have the same thing. You see these four scary candle, these four big candle, basically this four candle is the plan who pushed the price down and then institution come in. Hello here. Okay, so institution did come in. We haven't showed the up signal yet, but they did come in and they go above the red. And we just need to wait the red to go above, to go upward. That's it. That is so easy, right? So hopefully the first challenge is the red go upward. The money already going upward. The red need to go upward. And then hopefully this money is big enough for the stock to go above the blue. And eventually they change the blue direction. Then we will be fine. Everything we look at is the blue direction. How come sometimes weekly chart I look at the red, I look at the blue? The red is very fast. So if you trade with the red, you still make good money. When the blue goes upward, you just trade this zone. Okay, if you're a short-term trader, you can use the red. Okay, for Bitcoin, I always say I recommend you to hold in the beginning of the market cycle. When they change the direction for the blue line to upward, you buy in. Then they change to downward, you sell around here. Right now, we are expecting some rebounds here. So far, we are not saying this is the start of the bull market because for weekly chart, we haven't seen this red line going upward. Is it clear? Is it clear? Okay. So, and another thing is, if you look at the money, YM Big Buy is not yet above zero. It's not yet that strong. If we look at this, same thing. Institution holding is decreasing. Okay. So this is weekly chart. How about, so now you have the whole picture. Where are we now? First thing I want to repeat, it is possible we have the peak already, but you don't need to panic because we do have institution come in at this moment. Basically, the price range is around 95,900 to 80,000. This candle, we are still within the range, okay? We don't need to be panicked because we are buying at the institution price. The next thing is Is it possible it take very long time like this in order to catch another peak? Yes, it is possible. Maybe we're doing something like this. How long does it take, for example, like this, when they have the first green to the basically around to the change of the market cycle, basically around 38 week. So you calculate how many months is there. Okay, it's pretty long time. So you need to have some preparation. Don't expect they boom all the way go up. Maybe it would take a while for it to battle to go above the blue for weekly chart. I want you to look at the market cycle first. Where are we now? Okay, so hopefully we are doing something like this and maybe can create another peak a bit more above this one, maybe like this, double peak, okay? And then when we look at the daily chart, look at the movement. I will look at super long and the blue line also. The blue line, what happened is we do have the upward signal already, and the blue line did change the direction, and we do have YM chip entry. So how come I look first thing? The daily chart, the time frame is shorter than the weekly chart. Okay, so if you trade with daily chart, same thing when they happen the YM chip entry, the holding time is different. The holding time is different. And if I look at something, if it happened to have monthly chart to have YM chip entry, the holding time is much longer. For example, if not just YM chip entry, even you look at the trend line, when they change the direction, we buy here, the holding period is really long. It's not like monthly chart because it's not like daily chart because monthly chart, one candle is 1 month. You need to have the concept. What time frame are you trading? But even you are a short-term trader, I recommend you to look at minimum weekly chart and daily chart to know what market cycle are we in for any stock or only any coins. Okay, then you have a roughly idea how long should you hold. Should you hold this forever or for 4 years? Should you hold this for a few weeks or should you hold this for a few days? Okay, so something you need to bear in mind. And right now, so this one you see down, up, and up, down here, you see this institution coming in. But the blue and the purple is still going downward from August to 5, right? So basically, it doesn't doing so well. Even they have institution coming, it's just doing rebounding. Okay, right now the blue go upward. One thing you need to bear in mind is the purple super long line, this super long-term trend line is still going downward. We need this to change upward in order to have a very beautiful blue one. Okay, now you can still trade. I mean, the blue is tilting to upward, right? The institution holding is increasing. Just this money is not strong enough right now. For example, today, do you have a trade signal here? No. Today is Sunday, by the way, 11th of January. Do you have a signal here? No. The money is going downward. Institution holding is below average. So we don't have a buy signal yet, but at least we know this is an uptrend. Okay, so this is the update today, and I hope you like this video. If you have any question for any stock or any Bitcoin, you're welcome to leave me a comment. Give me some time. I will do some more analyze for you, and I hope you guys don't be so like don't make decision for daily chart. I want you to look at weekly chart. What is going on right now? Although some people miss the top, but institution they do come in right now. It means if even you hold from now on to all the way they go above the blue, you're still fine afterward. Okay? So this is the update today. I hope you like this video. Click like, subscribe, share with your friend. See you next video. Bye.